So we just dropped off BB. I feel like I'm gonna be sick just to be in there for like 3 hours or something. And she was shaking and I had to carry her in. And this is so rough. I hate this so much. Come, baby, this way. Come here, baby. Come. So I just picked up BB. She is kind of groggy right now because they had to sedate her in order to give her treatment today. It was a super difficult treatment. They actually had to like sit there and let the chemo drip into her for, I think it was 15 to 20 minutes. So they had her for a good 2.5 hours. And she did so well. She was so happy to come out. She was so just, you can tell she doesn't want to do it. When I dropped her off earlier, she didn't want to get out of the car. I had to pick her up out of the car. I had to carry her a little bit. And she tried every which way to get out of going inside, but we pulled her inside. So now we're gonna go home and relax and take it easy. The doctor said just take it really easy for the rest of the day. So no crazy activities, right, Bees? We're gonna go home, take a nap? Yeah. So we'll let you guys know how she's doing. But say, good job, baby. You did so well. You did so well. Channel Heart and Hobby. Super happy to have you here today. I sincerely apologize. I know I am 2 weeks late. We are 2 weeks late on giving you guys an update about BB. I unfortunately have to tell you it's been a really hard 2 weeks. It's not been easy or fun by any means. We have learned a lot about BB's cancer diagnosis, and she had a really rough treatment 2 weeks ago, and it's just been kind of hectic. And so I just haven't had the energy to post an update video for you guys. So today I'm going to be telling you all about the past 2 weeks, what her third treatment was like, what her rest week was like, and just kind of catching you guys up and letting you know what's been going on. It has been really difficult, and so it's kind of taken me a minute to like sit down and think through everything and record this for you guys. But we are here today and we're super happy, right, Beebs? As always, Beeb's happy to have you. We've got lots of cookies and we're going to tell you guys all about what the past 2 weeks have been like. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We're really happy to have you, and we want you guys to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell because we will be releasing a new video about BB's cancer journey, ideally every single week, just to kind of keep you guys updated with what it's like to have a dog with cancer. If you have a pet that's been diagnosed with cancer, I'm really sorry. It's really hard. I understand the difficulties of what it means to have that, and maybe you're just got diagnosed, you're in the middle of it. I'm doing this and I'm sharing BB's cancer journey because I had no idea what it meant to have a dog with cancer. I did lose a family member to cancer recently, but having a dog with cancer is really difficult because on one hand, a family member can talk to you, your dog, your pet, they can't, and you kind of have to make the medical decisions for them. And it can be really challenging at times because you don't know what they're feeling, and there's just so many different factors involved. So I'm just doing this to let you guys know what's involved, what it means when a dog has cancer, and what it means to actually go and try to treat and fight that cancer. So without further ado, let's jump into it, and I will tell you guys all about the past 2 weeks because it has been crazy. So where we left off, BB had her 2 treatments of chemo. The first treatment was an injection, the second was an oral pill, and we were headed to her third treatment. So her third treatment in the series of 5, there's a total of 5 treatments. It's gonna last 5 months. So we were going through our first month. Her third treatment in the first series was actually going to take longer. They told me that they had to sedate her and it could take up to 3 hours depending on how she responded to the sedation and all this stuff. So her third treatment was actually like a drip of medicine that they put in her. They put like an IV in, and then they had to let it sit and like drip into her for about 15 to 20 minutes. And it was her strongest dose of medication that she had received this far. So I dropped her off at Fetch 2 weeks ago in the morning, and they told me it was going to take 3 hours. I was a little bit annoyed because I kept asking them how long it was going to take. And the first couple times they told me it was going to take 30 minutes. And then I got there and they're like, oh no, it's gonna take 3 hours. And so I drove there, then drove all the way home to drop off the baby at his grandma's. And then they called me an hour and a half into it and they were like, oh, she's ready. And it's like, oh, okay, I would have stayed up there if I'd known, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. So I drove all the way back and I got her, and she was totally out of it. She was completely sedated. Like she was able to get to the car, but she couldn't get into the car. I had to help her into the car. And so we got her home. I let her take it easy that whole day, Thursday. Just kind of rest. She was like really out of it. She didn't really want to pee. She didn't want to eat. She was just, you could tell like she was really groggy from the medicine they had given her. Then on Friday, she seemed a little bit better. She had diarrhea, and so I gave her medicine to help with that. But she seemed like okay. She was like a little tired, but she seemed okay. Then Saturday, she was just, so this was now 2 days after the treatment, she was completely out of it. She would not get up to go to the bathroom. She wasn't eating. She was refusing treats. I would keep trying to like get her to go out, like thinking she had to pee, and I could just tell when she got up, like she was in pain. She was not feeling well. So I let her rest all day Saturday. I was really heartbroken by it because it was like the first day since she'd been diagnosed that I could tell she was truly not feeling well. Like she was just not herself at all. And so I let her take it really easy and just kind of did whatever, you know, I followed her lead. And she just, I think she peed twice that day, and that was it. That was as much as I could like get out of her. So then the next day, Sunday, she seemed like she was feeling a little bit better. She was a little perkier. And so we actually took her to this little park, which is by a beach in Naples. It was really fun. It was really nice. And she got to sit outside and get some sunshine. And I could tell she was feeling a little bit better. She even chased a couple of the birds, so that was fun. But again, we just kind of let her take it really easy. Then that week, starting Monday, she seemed like she was kind of back to herself again. She still had diarrhea, so I said keep giving her the medication for the diarrhea. So this was now considered her off week. So on her off week, the only thing we had to do was go have blood taken to test like what was going on inside of her body. So I didn't have to go back to fetch. I just went back to our regular vet, Dr. Lovingood, and he took BB's blood and he did like a full blood panel. And it was expensive, I'm not gonna lie, it was a couple $100s, but in that blood panel, he found that BB's white blood cell count was actually steadily decreasing. So her blood cell count, her white blood cell count from the week before, right before they did it, the third treatment, was at 2, I think it was at 2.5. He took the test on the following Thursday. So this is now week 4 in the month, and it was at 2.01. So it had fallen pretty far again. They consider anything I think under 6 very low, and he told me that if it falls under 1, then they're gonna have to reevaluate what they're doing with the chemo treatment. So like he said, this is serious. Like we really have to monitor her now. So he sent all the information to Fetch. I talked to Dr. Alexander at Fetch, and she was in agreement with him. She said, we're going to keep monitoring it. And she said, moving forward, she's probably going to lighten up the amount of like the dosage of chemo that they were giving BB, because what they'd given her was quite strong. But they also prescribed me additional medication to give her to kind of help her feel better. I had noticed that unfortunately, BB is also starting to lose her hair. So from every time I pet her ears, more hair comes off. I don't know if you can see that. It really sucks. But basically what the doctor told me is that her white blood cell count was low, her platelets were low, and some enzyme in her stomach, I think, was high or something like that. I'm not good at the medicine or the science behind it. And basically that enzyme in her stomach is causing hair loss. And so that's what we're dealing with now. He also told me because the white blood cell count is so low, I have to watch for any types of bleeding, any open wounds or anything like that. If she does start bleeding, the chances of it clotting are probably pretty low, which means most likely I will have to rush her to either the vet or an emergency animal clinic, because the platelets are low, which means her blood's going to have an issue clotting. So that's something else I have to look out for. Besides that, she's been a little bit like, I would say not herself. She's starting to hide under our dining room table, which I would not taking as a good sign. Her eyes seem kind of droopy too, so I feel like she's just not really feeling great. I think that last round of chemo was really, really strong. and I can tell it kind of affected her. So I'm gonna talk to her doctor again this coming Thursday and see what needs to be done. Right now we're just gonna take it day by day and see what we can do. I'll keep giving her all the medicine they've given me, told me to give her. The vet even suggested giving her Pepsid, I think. It's like a human antacid to help with the acid in her stomach. So I think I'm gonna go get that and give her some of that as well. So now she's on half a dose of prednisone, a new antibiotic, and I'll try to give her the Pepsid. So again, it's a lot of medication, lots of doctor visits, and just constant like monitoring of her to make sure she's doing okay. So that's what's been going on for the past 2 weeks. It's been kind of heavy, but that's what's been going on. And it's part of the reason why I haven't really been on and had the time to record, because it's just so much with the baby and BB and work and, you know, trying to keep the house organized and all this stuff. So it's been a long 2 weeks. So BB's right here. She's kind of tired. I don't want to bug her. She's a little bit like just kind of wants to take it easy right now, and I don't want to move her around too much. But I wanted to thank you guys for joining us on another episode of BB's Cancer Journey. It is very difficult. I know that cancer is not easy, and it is not anything to fool around with. And I just want to thank you guys for watching. And if you have an animal with cancer, I'm really sorry. I know what it's like. It sucks. I kind of fell back into my pit of crying and being really upset and just kind of being stressed out about all of this. So I know what it feels like. If you have an animal with cancer, please feel free to comment below. BB and I would love to say a little prayer for your animal. I hope you guys have a really good week. We will update you at the end of this week to let you know how her first session for her second series go. Hopefully it goes well and she responds well again. I'm just praying that this chemo works and that we are able to help her at least, you know, stay in remission for a while. So that's what we're doing. I hope you guys have a good week. We will see you later. Have a great day. Bye. Say bye, peeps.